What's up, guys? It's me here, and I honestly wasn't planning this video at all until I read the news, like on Silicara, and seeing the trailer for it. And the news being is that Soul Calibur Lost Swords, their services are ending like November 30th, and I know what you're saying, like, oh, Zero, what's the point of talk about Soul Calibur? You haven't talked about Soul Calibur in a while now. And the thing is, like, I've, as much as didn't like the announcement of that, trust me, I was one of the few skeptical people that were on the fence when Lost Swords came out, and how people were knocking it off as being Soul Calibur 5.5 and whatnot, 5.2, 2.5, stuff like that, and because it's basically used the same assets as Soul Calibur 5, but they just tweaked it a bit, and they add the whole elemental, like certain characters have elemental attacks and certain weapons carry elemental stuff, and that was a cool mechanic. That's the only thing I have positive to say about Soul Calibur Lost Swords. And mind you, that's about it. And also the fact that they also the same game they brought back characters that were missing from 5, like characters being like Sophia, Taki, Amy, Cassandra, and just to name a few. Oh, and Salmina. They were in Lost Swords, which begs the question, like, why, with the subject of Sophia, why weren't they in 5? And in the long run of things, it was this Lost Swords as a whole was basically like, I guess Namco Bandai tested the waters to see like if people really wanted a Soul Calibur game. Like the thing is, like, Lost Swords is solely single player, and that's it. There's no multiplayer. There's no there's no other modes besides like your basic like mission mode, whatnot, where you just fight and complete missions. So that's about it. And customizing characters, that too. Other than that, it had to be the most lacking Soul Calibur game out of the recent games, being 4 and 5. So it was kind of definitely lacking a lot. And the thing that really gets me about this is that they said they did it for the one. They said they did it for the fans, and two was that later they asked like what like they did a popularity poll, like, who's your favorite Soul Calibur character, and it's basically got to, like, to me, it got to the point where they're not even sure what they want to do with it. That's basically, and how the trailer ended really didn't help me at all. Like the gauge my thoughts, like, cause after I say, see, this is the thing with me with Soul Calibur. As you know, and if you haven't known, I've been with I've been a fan of Soul Calibur since the original on Dreamcast. I haven't touched Soul Edge. I have touched Soul Edge now, but I originally started with the original Soul Calibur. Then I moved on to Soul Calibur 2 for GameCube with Link, and I didn't get 3 until after I got 4 and 5. So, and thing with those was that at the moment, 4, I'd say the series did start going downhill after 3, because, like I said, I always comparing like Soul Calibur 3 to 4 and 5, because because 3 introduced character customization, and then 4 and 5 decided, oh, we're just gonna ditch what made the character customization unique in 3 because in 3 you could have like each style, each like there's a different style for like each thing, and no style plays the same. And then for some odd reason, when we got the 4, the only thing you could do was like copy and paste a character, like use a current character's moveset as compared to how it was in 3. And that got me thinking, like, okay, what happened? What happened between the jump to 3 to 4 that this was cut out, and like everything else was missing because Soul Calibur 4 didn't have a lot either. It basically, in terms of like modes like survival, time attack, team battle, the stuff like that, modes like that, and it really didn't have that. And it got to me. I was like, okay, maybe the original creator left. Maybe he left. And then I found out he was still part of the team at this time. I was like, okay, so what happened? Like, what was it, like a business decision, or it's like what? Because there's a big difference in that gap, a very, very big difference. And then we went through that brief period of not having a Soul Calibur game, and 5 got announced, and we were like, okay, this is gonna pick up where 4 left off, because as much as I want to bash 4, I will at least give 4 the benefit of the doubt of at least having a competent story, because I don't know what happened with 5. I really, really don't know what happened with 5, and they say what you want, like, I'm all for we cut content because of time delays, and I was like, if that was the case, then you could just push the game back. But no one was asking for the game like immediately. You could have just delayed it again and be like, okay, we were doing quality assurance, we would make sure this is the best experience ever. But no, that wasn't the case. And it was also the fact that during it, he want the same dude who worked on it. This was a guy who worked on Soul Calibur 3, and who'd been on the team since Soul Calibur 3. And also begs the difference, like, why didn't you bring some of the things from 3 and bring back in 5? And that didn't happen again. Just like, oh, we want to make this is really gonna be called Soul Edge 2, and I was like, okay, yeah, but dude, come on, just at least give us the game. And it was filled with so many promises, like, oh, we're gonna have a gated story mode, we got Cyber Connect 2. I was like, okay, they have Cyber Connect 2 for the story mode, we can't go wrong there. Only for them to cut out parts. And then it was the fact they gave each character like a backstory and whatnot, and it was never fleshed out at all in the arcade mode. Like Viola specifically, and Swive. Cervantes getting his body back. Lizardman remembering his name. And so Pierre being a slave. It was just a lot of things that were missed out and never explained until like later in like the art book, where that was the worst thing they could have did. Like, oh, all these characters who are missing, well, we explained what happened to them. Like Seska, like Mitsurugi knocking Seska out, like after she beat him. That made no sense at all. It just, and him going after Algo, I was like, of all the canon endings we had in Soul Calibur, we made that ending canon? Like, what the hell? You're like, oh, he went to go fight Algo, he fought Algo to a draw. I'm like, are you serious? This is what we did with Algo. This is what we did with him. We had him as a opponent for Mitsurugi. Alright, fine. Like, compared to like every other's canon. And I was like, if that was the case, why didn't we go with Keela's canon ending? Or Sean, since they basically went hand in hand. But no, we got Shiba for that mess. And I was like, that's the one thing that will sorely pissed me off in Soul Calibur and Soul Calibur 5 was how they freaking ruined the love the romance between Keelik and Shang-Hua, because it was there. It was there in 3, in 2, and 3, and the original. It was, and 4. We went 4 games with this hangout with how they were. That the feeling was mutual. Both liked each other. Only to find out, like, oh, they did meet up again. They had sex. They had Sheba. She gave Sheba the Edge Master, and then went on to have Lexia and her other siblings. And what was the point? What was the point of breaking them up? Was it to be edgy? Like, to be different? Be like, yeah, new generation all day, man. And it made no sense. It really didn't. You had something there, and then you're gone and ruined it. Same with Tom and Young Sung. Like, where were they at? Tom was nowhere to be found, oddly enough, since she was the youngest character in the series. And Young Sung is also gone because why not? Why not have Young Sung go to? Because not like he learned his lesson or anything. Like, yeah, the sword's evil, but like everybody kept telling him, sword's evil. Sword's evil, Young Sung. Go after the sword, Young Sung. Finally got the sword in 4, only to stop because he was hiring Song Mida and then left. Song Mida's gone too. Where's Asamel? Like, he's gone too, and he's immortal. So that was the biggest plot hole. Why was he gone? The dude's immortal, and he's left from the roster. And Cassandra, oh my God, Cassandra. My God, Cassandra. Astral Chaos, really? Astral Chaos. Except she's in that mobile game I don't even want to talk about. The same reason why Q is an Edge Master now, because Astral Chaos. Good. That's the reason for everything. I know I'm sounding bitter right now, but it's really, you probably, some of you might understand why I sound so bitter, but in case, and some of you might not, but it's really, really, really hard to watch something you care about destroy itself, and you can do nothing but watch it destroy itself, and it hurts. And this is something that honestly depressed me, because this has been going on for like a while. And first, I didn't want to believe it, because this is like another blow to my gaming childhood. And the thing that started this trend was Mega Man, because we all know how Mega Man was treated. We had a new Mega Man game in like ages, and oh yeah, we got X over, because that's what the fans wanted, right? Just a Mega Man crossover with different Mega Mans on a mobile platform, and that's basically like a free runner, just constantly running. And then like not too recently is Sonic. Oh my God, Sonic. Sega doesn't even know what to do with him, because after Sonic Boom, which again would basically be like the Soul Calibur 5, where we were promised all these changes, like all these things we were promised, and then just like the concept was good. It was basically one of those, the concept was good, but it just failed epically. And that's what happened. That's basically what happened with Sonic Boom. We was given something new, something different, something we wanted. Like, we wanted change, because we got tired of seeing Sonic, it always being Sonic alone. I know I was one of the few who said, I'm really tired of only playing Sonic. It gets old. I don't see how people can do that. People complained about Sonic Friends. I was not one of those people. Like, it gets boring playing Sonic only for a while. We had that ever since, like, Sonic Unleashed. Ever since that, it's always been Sonic by himself. And basically him getting help from Tails or the sidekick character or Amy, and just make cameos. And then we went through, Generations was good. I wouldn't say great, because I have complaints about Generation, but that's another video for another time. And Colors was eh, it, and crap. Lost Worlds was mad too because man, and Boom was no, just no. And now we're at we're at a point where Snapco doesn't even know what to do with Soul Calibur, and I don't know about you guys, but like whenever they said like at the end, like if you've seen the trailer, you know like at the end, like the Warriors may be gone, but the legend never dies. Like they like something along the lines of that. Not I wasn't really caring that much, but still, it was kind of like that line right there towards the end, where it's there that just leaves a hint of absurdity, and not the good absurdity. Not like how you would see like something like you don't know what the future holds, but you want to see something like the good uncertainty, like the okay, we don't know what the future holds, but hopefully it comes back and no, you don't get that here. You don't get that because it seems like this is like the last leg in the coffin since Harada tried to bring it back and it didn't work. Honestly, it didn't work because also the dude behind Soul Calibur 5 left in 2013. So yeah, that's kind of paints the picture right there. Like maybe it was creative differences or whatnot, but I honestly don't know what is the future holds for Soul Calibur, and it kind of sucks since it was basically one of my top fighting games. Basically for the story, its characters, and all the extra modes it had, and to see it go like this, like in a flicker instead of like a bright burning flame, it kind of says a lot. And the thing that really got me was like watching the trailer and then hearing like Sophia say "forgive me," and I was like, that got me because if you haven't noticed, I literally gave as like after I'd say Soul Calibur 4, I gave like Sophia a lot of flack for what she did. Well, not Sophia so much, but basically I was basically like in Cassandra's boat where she blamed the guy Sophia worked for all the things that happened to Sophia because he did nothing to stop it, or it's basically like that ever since Soul Calibur 2. Like, and then hearing that line and the fact that she gave up her life for Pyrrha, I was like, yeah, it's that got to me. It really did. I was like, I understand why Sophia did what she did in 4 to save Pyrrha and whatnot, and to make sure she got to live. And then the fact that she was like the staple heroine, she was like the original main character of the Soul series after Siegfried, because Siegfried became the main character afterwards, after he got away from Nightmare. And it was just got me. Like I said, I don't know what happened, but hopefully Soul Calibur 2 comes back one day and we get all that we missed. Maybe we'll see on next gen. Maybe we'll get that. Hopefully they retcon the story. They really need to do that, if anything, because of how 5 ended. I'm not saying that out of spite. I'm just literally how 5 ended. They basically have the retcon story now because Pyrrha and Patroclus basically broke the damn swords. So you can't have Soul Calibur without Soul Calibur Soul Edge. You just can't do it unless they really want to go with Soul Edge too. Then by all means, go make another demon sword. And I guess that's it for me, guys. like I said, I wasn't really expecting to do a video about this for like a honest while, but I just had to voice my thoughts. So, what are your thoughts on Soul Calibur Lost Swords ending? And what's your favorite game in the series? Your favorite character? Your favorite modes? Just different. What did you like about Soul Calibur in general? And like, post below in the comments, or can we still do video response? I doubt we can still do video response, but you see me on Twitter too. So I'm done here, guys. Thanks for watching, and keep it classy. And the legend never dies, and the soul still burns.